Hello, welcome back to the Union Chronicle. Tom List here, your PEA president, coming to you from the beautiful gardens at Dunn Elementary. And it is such a beautiful day. It's hard to imagine that we're talking about strange stuff like COVID-19 and how to prepare for it. And so that's what this Union Chronicle is about. Got three pieces of information for you. First of all, I'm not sure if you had a chance to watch the governor's state of emergency speech yesterday, but I'm going to provide the link in the email, and it is fact-packed. And there's lots of great information in there, not so much directly related to public schools, but there's some information in there about possible unemployment insurance benefits in the case of an extended closure. That information would be valuable for our classified staff. Second is last night at the board meeting, Dr. Smizer gave her superintendent's report, and it too is fact-packed and full of information about what happens next, even though we know there are a lot of questions. So I'm going to put that clip right now into the Union Chronicle. Right, here you go, Dr. Smizer.
Superintendent's reports, and I'm going to turn this straight over to you, Dr. Smizer.
Thank you. Well, I'd like to start the meeting tonight with just a few brief comments about how we are responding to the COVID-19 virus situation, both across the country and here in PSD locally. I would like to say first that we are responding to a changing landscape that varies every day, and we are also trying to plan for the future in the midst of a bit of a moving target. We are in close and regular communication with the county and the state health departments, and we are relying on their expertise. So I do want you to know that we are not all experts in health care in the room, and we are relying on those who have that responsibility for our community. Although they may not actually have the clear line of authority to order school closures, we will certainly do so if they request. It would likely be a request from them rather than an order, which we would comply with. So that has not happened yet, but people have asked, how would you make the decision about closing all schools? We would most likely do it at their request. If we close, the determination to reopen would also be made in conjunction with the health department. So that would be a part of the picture, and likely it would not be known at the time of closure when we would open. We would have to wait and see. So we are working on some plans for students to continue some learning at home, but we do not expect education to be uninterrupted. That is an unrealistic expectation. Our teachers are amazing, and they provide an environment and they provide personal attention to our students that simply cannot be recreated online with a few weeks' notice at the most. And so we do not have that expectation that everything's going to be perfect and the teachers are going to figure out how to do it in an online environment, only with limited machines and limited time to prepare. We will be able to provide some resources, we believe, to kids to take home with them if we know ahead of time. But education will be affected, and I just want to make that clear. We're not going to pretend that we can keep that from happening. Best case scenario might be that it feels like an extra spring break with some more work to do at home. Some districts are claiming that they will be able to provide full-on, uninterrupted education and just flip to an online environment. We will not be able to do that, so I just want to make it clear that that's not a reasonable expectation. We hear that we may hear from the Department of Ed, maybe even tomorrow, about what their expectations are. And it's a moving target, so we're paying close attention every day. We'll see if we learn more from them tomorrow as to what they are thinking. And I know that that is frustrating for our families. It is also frustrating for us. This is new territory, and we are trying to be flexible. We're also hearing daily of activities and conferences and all kinds of organizational meetings that are being canceled all over the United States. That it's not just student events that are being affected, it's all kinds of adult events across the country, some of which are being canceled and some of which are not. And if you look at them from a distance, you can't see why one decision was made and the other wasn't often. So how much all these widespread cancellations turn out to be extremely helpful or altogether unnecessary, it may only be clear in hindsight. We will have to make the decisions that we make in the moment and later figure out whether that was a good idea or not. And unfortunately, that's how it is when something happens for the first time. Either way, I'm sure that we here locally and as a country will learn a lot of lessons and will be better prepared next time if something similar happens. But today we have an obligation, all of us here, to lead with the collection of information that is known and unknown at any given time when we have to make a decision. So we are responding daily to a changing landscape, and we will continue to communicate and make the best decisions we possibly can. And I understand that this is likely to be very frustrating to people and unpredictable. So we're hoping that you will be patient as you walk through this situation with us. I've asked Madeline Noblet, our communications director, if she would take a moment right now to walk you through the COVID-19 website that her team has stood up on our website and show you what is there, and that can be a place where you can look daily if you'd like to see whatever updated information we have.
All right, thank you, Dr. Smizer. I'm going to show you how you can access the COVID-19 webpage, and as she said, this is going to be a resource for our community so that folks can check it again on a daily or recurring basis to see what PSD's response specifically is to this outbreak. So to access it, you can go onto the district website, psdschools.org, and you'll see that on this rotating tile here on front, there is a position for COVID response. On this site, we will be posting all of the district decisions and announcements in response to COVID-19. For example, today's decision on travel is posted and updated here, and as well as frequently asked questions. For all of you in the audience, for those watching at home, as you have questions about what it looks like for our district to respond to something like this, know that we are listening and we're capturing those questions here and providing answers to many of those questions. As Dr. Smizer indicated, we're working very closely with local and state and national health officials, and so you'll see that our messaging aligns with those agencies because we think it's important to share the facts and make sure that people have access to reputable information. So we hope that you see those efforts reflected in there. If you do have additional questions beyond what are addressed either in the FAQs or in the district's overarching response plan, which is posted here online, please let us know. There's an email address down here at the bottom, info@psdschools.org. Feel free to send questions there. Reach out to me directly. We're happy to connect folks with the information, knowing that you are being inundated by a lot, and no question is too small or too big to ask. So please let us know how we can help, and then we'll be collaborating with our colleagues out in the schools as well to reflect this messaging. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your work. And if community members have a piece of information that they feel like we need to provide and we haven't yet, please reach out and ask. Here's the question I'm hearing the most. I don't see the answer on there, and we'll see if we can stand that up as well. So in some ways for us, the timing is perfect, being the week before spring break. We'll see what the week after spring break brings. By the time it's over, we may know if the situation's improving or if it's worsening in our state as well as collectively in our country. And I guess I'd just, on a personal basis, like to end my comments by an apology to the students whose trip was canceled. I know that families have been affected by the cancellation as well as the students themselves. And I know that it was intended to be the culmination of an incredible success. A lot of hard work and a lot of amazing talent. And I just wanted to apologize that this happened to you. And I guess in the context, worse things could happen to any of us these days, but my apologies that it turned out that way.
Okay, and if that little bit of video raises more questions than it answers, please make sure you contact info@psdschools.org. We're answering those questions as quick as they come in for those answers that we have. So much is unclear. And then finally, you all got an email from our CEA president, Amy Baca-Ohlert, last night. We are canceling the March 19th March on the Capitol. It just doesn't make common good sense at this time to bring people in from all over the state to a large gathering and then send them back to their districts. If we are in an epidemic situation, then that does no good whatsoever. So it was kind of a no-brainer decision to say that we do have to cancel that. That doesn't mean, though, that we won't be having a lot of action on that day. It will be a virtual day of action. So let's and stay tuned for more definite plans. But I'm kind of envisioning a Twitter storm, a Facebook barrage, and filling up their voicemail boxes and kind of driving their interns crazy. Education is a difficult job, and happy to share a little of that love with our legislators and let them know that they need to properly fund education in our state. That's what I have for you. Stay careful, stay safe, wash your hands, do all those things, and if I don't talk to you before, then have an excellent spring break. Talk to you soon. Bye.